Hi everybody, I've been working on adding to the imaging review video. So, spatial resolution and distortion is where we're going to start on the imaging chart. So you all are familiar with the imaging chart on the content specs. We're going to break it down by categories, so spatial resolution and distortion first, and then I'll move on and cover the receptor exposure. These spatial resolution and distortion terms are considered geometric factors, and these are factors that affect the information that's recorded on the radiographic image receptor. So if we're talking about spatial resolution and distortion columns, we're going to separate these out specifically. And I'd like to start with basic definitions of the terms. So can you tell the difference? And we're going to start with distortion because I just think that one's a little bit easier to figure out. It's the misrepresentation of the true size or shape of an object on a radiographic image, divided into size distortion and shape distortion. So size distortion is your magnification. It's controlled by your OID and SID. Shape distortion will be either elongation of the part or foreshortening. Someone's going to make it longer, one shorter. It's controlled by some type of angulation, either the part itself, the image receptor, or the X-ray tube. There are only a couple factors that affect distortion, so your OID and SID, and knowing if they're a direct or indirect relationship should be important. So size distortion, like we talked about, is magnification of the part, so making it larger. It's primarily controlled by OID, and as you've all been trained to do, you put the part closest to the image receptor, right? You try to move that patient in for a chest x-ray, you try to roll their shoulders in, you try to get the anatomy flush to the plate. Because when you're far away or you have an increased OID, the object will be magnified. So OID is your key to magnification. So a big OID where the object to image distance is long is going to be magnified versus where it's shorter, less. Your secondary controller of size distortion is SID, and SID is used to compensate for a big OID. So if you think of, say, a lateral cervical spine x-ray for an example, right? We have a big OID because where the bucky is and where your cervical spine is, we have a large OID. We can't change that. We can't, say, take their shoulder off, right, and move them closer to the board. It's not how that anatomy works. So because we can't do that, we can't decrease the OID ourselves, we're going to increase the SID to compensate. So we use the 72-inch distance for our lateral C-spine because of that OID. Textbook-wise, for every inch of OID, you're supposed to increase your SID, I think, 7 to 8 inches to compensate. And just a note to remember, I want you to make sure you know your centimeter conversion, because if you have that on your ART, you want to pay attention to that. A magnification factor. So if you see the term magnification factor, it may be asking you to calculate, how much it's magnified. Because of our body and the way it's sort of built, all of your internal organs are on the inside, right? So no matter what, you're going to have a little bit of OID because of the soft tissue. So the image itself is always going to be slightly larger than the original. If you had to calculate this out, the magnification factor is SID divided by SOD. And so we know to get SOD, you simply subtract the OID from the SID. If you have to calculate for image size, you would use your SID and SOD again. If it gave you the image size or object size, you'd simply put that into your formula. Do I think this is going to be one of the questions that you're asked? No, I don't think so. But this is just an example question if you wanted it. If the radiograph gives you the object size, it should give you the SID and OID. to figure out your SOD. So you would have to do the calculations to figure that out. Here's just another example. If you would like one, feel free to pause and read it. Another example. Okay, shape distortion is going to be either elongation or foreshortening of the part. Elongation makes it longer, foreshortening makes it shorter. Elongation of the part is resulting from either the tube being angled or the image receptor being angled. Sometimes we do this on purpose, right? So if you take this axial calcaneus image, we're elongating this calcaneus on purpose. So it could be something we do on purpose. It's not always an error. Foreshortening is when the part is shorter, and this is when the part is angled away from the image receptor. So this was just an example image, I think, just to show you that A is no distortion, B would be a foreshortening of that part. See how wider and larger it appears, and then C is an elongation of that part, making it longer, thinner, a bit distorted. Here's just a little breakdown that I made to, I think, help students separate the two options. So for distortion, remember, you're going to have size and shape. Size is magnification, and that's OID and SID. Shape is an elongation or foreshortening. So for elongation, remember, it's going to be either the tube or image receptor alignment, and foreshortening is going to be the part. My students know that for elongation, I use the word tire, T-I-R-E. Tube, image receptor elongates as a way, just another way to help you remember it. Or you could use FART for foreshortening and part. I'm taking suggestions on that one. If you have a better one, let me know. And then these are just a few practice questions for size distortion. So which of the following would minimize size distortion? So knowing the controlling factors for size distortion is key, right? And we know that what controls size distortion mainly is OID and then SID. Focal spot size does not play in distortion. It has no effect. So we know that to minimize size distortion, we need a small OID and a large SID. Another size distortion question, which of the following would produce the largest image? So large would be size, and we know that a big OID would result in a magnified image. So when we're evaluating our options, the largest OID with the shortest SID gives me the largest image. This was a chart that I had found on an article that I really loved how it broke it down. So if you're looking for another way to kind of help you separate distortion, size, and shape and what controls it, I thought this was a really great one. And so feel free to, pause and grab that. So I hope that was helpful. I'll come back with spatial resolution and receptor exposure later on.